Wake up, goddammit!
Hey, gang. Friday. Time for Friday fights. And I don't know, maybe I'm going to be fighting with myself. I talked to Matt. I was expecting him to be. He said he was a man. He knows he's got a big question to answer today from superfan Ken. Let me check Facebook. Make sure I don't have any frantic message. Scott and Katie got the puppy back. Millie is now back in Western Australia with Scott and Katie Browning from Dare Media. Here is a message on. No, that's another conversation. So I don't know. I'm not going to message them now. I'll message on a direct. On your way. All right. So today, well, presuming we get our co-host in today, Superfan Ken has the question that he asked me earlier this week that I said we'll redirect to Matt Diemer. And that is about XRP and its worthiness of an investment. Matt's also planning on giving us an additional crypto report today. I think Bitcoin may have hit another high, I think. Let me look this up while I'm telling you about the rest of the day. For the Epsteinth time, again, it broke 120,000. It did hit a new high, just not right now. Analysts are backing XRP. There you go. If we don't get Matt today, there's a beep. That's got to be it. Yeah, there we go. Analysts are also backing XRP, so we'll see what Matt says. For the Epsteinth time, again, another Epstein update. Also an update on NPR and PBS. The Senate passed a bill ducking them money. And I think that the House might have done it late last night, too. There's some late last night win for Trump that has a bunch of Dems pissed off right now. And I suspect that may be it, because Johnson has a habit of working late when it benefits him or his boss, which is not the American people, as we all know. Speaking of Trump, we'll talk about his health and his apparent various veins and other shortcomings. I wonder what other vein is struggling as a result. And then also his mental health. We'll take a definite look at that today, too. I do hear the beeps. Let me see if, here we go. Dude, what's up? He looks confused.
What's up, dude?
Can you hear me? You all right?
What's going on?
What do you got going on? Where are you at?
I'm at my mom's house today.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I told him I wanted him to call in, but I don't know. Oh, maybe that was him there. Nope. Yeah, I wanted him to call in to actually get the voice time. I don't know what messages he's seeing, though. Well, there he is on Twitch. Call in, man. I guess I can change that, too. There we go. 1-888-88 Yergz, 844 gay LGBT. I get a notification too. I got to pay my phone bill. Apparently, I'm like a couple months behind. I don't get that the way I get other bills, so I don't ever see it. But yeah, Ken, we want to take care of you first. So, uh, or if you want to, try to do it on Discord.
Why don't you just send them the link and tell them to pop in?
We can do that too. Yeah. Um, oh, come on. There we go. So while we're waiting on Superfan Ken to join one way or another somehow, um, last night you never replied back to me. Do
I
you
know I
have
forgot and I remembered just now.
a separate? Do you have like a separate crypto report? Is that what you meant, or what is this?
Yeah, we actually do have a separate quarter report. Three bills were passed last night,
Okay.
and two of them are going to the Senate, and one is going over to Trump to sign probably today.
Okay. And what is this? Good news? Bad news? What do you think?
Well, I can I well, it depends how deep you want me to go with it. I can tell you that just here. How about this? We'll start with a 5-minute summary of the bills.
Okay.
Then I can tell you. Then you can let me know if you want me to go deeper or not.
All right. That's easy enough.
All right, cool. Then we'll start with there's three bills, right?
Right.
The first
Right.
bill is the Genius Act. It's the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoin Act. So what this does is creates the first regulatory framework for U.S. dollar stablecoins, requiring issuers to say back each coin 1-to-1 with liquid, low risk reserves. So a dollar or treasury notes. It mandates anti-money laundering controls and regulates audits and both state and federal oversight. The House voted for this 308 to 122, so 206 Republicans and 102 Democrats in favor. So the Senate already passed this, so it's going to Trump to sign. And basically, it's legitimizing stable coins and allowing private entities, so Circle, Chase Bank, whatever, Bank of America, to issue their own stable coins.
Wow.
So there's the third bill. I'm sorry, the second bill that's kind of like in conjunction with this, if you will. It's an anti-CBDC surveillance act. So it's a anti central bank digital currency. And this is going to prohibit the Federal Reserve from issuing a United States central bank digital currency over concerns that it could enable excessive government surveillance. This passed
Wow.
narrowly, 218 to 210. So 216 Republicans and 2 Democrats passed this yesterday. That's going to the Senate now. So there's going to be a lot of different things that can happen there. So what basically two bills that got passed which were complementary, which we can go for in depth in a minute after I tell you the third bill, is that you are now allowing private companies to make a stable coin and allowing the federal government or telling the Fed that they can't make a stable coin. So two different things here. The third bill.
Wasn't that okay? Go ahead.
No, we can go. What's your question?
Well, I was just going to say, wasn't that one of the big goals, maybe then of the Biden administration, the digital dollar? Is that going to
Mhm.
kill the digital dollar?
Well, this is the digital dollar. It's just
Yeah.
it's now private instead of the Fed.
Okay. All right. Well,
Um,
let's get to the third one then, and then I'll see. We'll go and get your take on the three of them and bring on Ken.
okay. So the last bill that is going to head back to the wait, which one is this is going to head back to the Senate is the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, or just called the Clarity Act, and this clarifies whether digital assets are securities or commodities. Basically, there's right there was a bunch of kerfuffle with the SEC and the CFTC of who has oversight over, say, Bitcoin, for example. What is it? Is it a
Right.
commodity or security? How do we define a commodity or security? Because when you're talking about digital things that are being issued now by people, or even things that are decentralized, really just think about BitTorrent. Not even talking about Bitcoin, but BitTorrents, where you have decentralized hosting of different digital assets. How is that even classified? And so this is going to um, make it a little bit clearer. So, for example, digital commodities are going to be under the CFTC framework, and they're defined as digital assets that are sufficiently decentralized, meaning no individual group more than 20% of the assets or its governance, and no entity can unilaterally alter the protocol, meaning that I can't make a decision as a CEO of Bitcoin to say we're not going to have 28 million coins instead of 21 million. So that does happen. So there's two that fall into the CFTC now that are actual commodities, and that's Bitcoin and Ethereum. So they are now not even thought about by the SEC. But
So
this still
even
has
though
to go
we
back.
know,
This still has to go back to the Senate, by the way.
okay, but even though we know who wrote Ethereum, that's still with Bitcoin.
Even though there was it's about it being decentralized, right?
Okay,
And you as of right now, you can't unilaterally just make a decision. Vivek, Vitalik Buterin can't just come up and say, "Hey, we're going to change Ethereum." You're going to have to
okay,
get a consensus of all kinds of node validators and stakers to say, "Hey, we're going to do the thing, and we're going to follow this new protocol." You can make protocol suggestions. Say, I want Ethereum to, I don't know, give everybody a free cookie if you have Ethereum, right? And you could have the proposal, but it doesn't mean everybody's going to start, validating that proposal and making it part of the implementation. They'll probably have questions
yeah,
like, "What does this do? How do we manage it? Who's giving the cookies?" Um, horrible example, but you know what I'm saying. Like you
yeah,
just can't just throw
that's
shit
right.
out there and people just
Yeah,
go, okay, anyway, Bitcoin and Ethereum are now commodities. Under the SEC is going to be investment contracts that offer rights to profits and led to investor efforts. So like centralized management, like ICO tokens and early stage fundraising tokens. So if they're raising money, say in Series A or B or C with token releases, that's now a security, and you have to do it like a security. So many companies would say, "Hey, I'm a crypto company that does decentralized storage, for example. I'm raising more money for my decentralized storage." Well, you're not giving them money because you don't expect profit. Therefore, it's a security. Um,
okay,
and then the third thing is stable coins. Like I said, it's going to be joint, but this is going to say it's joint oversight. I have a feeling that this is going to change. By the way, I think the
okay.
first two are pretty. Or the first two are pretty clear, and I don't think they're going to change with the stablecoin one that says it's joint oversight, meaning that it's going to be that the SEC and the CFTC are going to both have roles in fraud, manipulation, and things like that. So I think that's going to change. It's going to fall under one or the other. I personally think they're going to put it under the SEC, um, even though I don't see that there is a you're not buying stable coins for a profit, but they're going to be profit held companies, and I can't see them being a commodity if, say, Bank of America owns a stable coin.
But the thing about the SEC though is that as much as they're a regulatory agency, they're not a law enforcement agency.
They are.
Mhm. They
They
are?
are. Well, they're also they're also used in, say, the Biden administration. They are a law creation agency as well. So there's two things that they do. Is not only do they enforce the regulations of securities or any kind of like publicly traded company, their stocks and the way that things are, they will go after you and they will get you. But also,
But
if they
it's a
think that,
civil lawsuit though.
huh,
Isn't it a civil lawsuit that they can't actually bring criminal charges?
depends.
Okay,
It
because
it depends.
I thought the whole thing that was really ridiculous about their lawsuit with XRP is that they couldn't bring criminal charges against XRP or against Ripple anyway. Is that when they kept losing in court, all they did was appeal,
Yeah.
forcing XRP to spend more money for something everybody knew that they were going to win.
Yeah, that's a good point. I know you're getting into some nitty gritty, and I'm not a lawyer, so I have no clue. But I would say that they did refer, say, for example, Sam Bankman-Fried, after they found that he had securities fraud and fraud in general, to the FBI, who then arrested Sam Bankman-Fried. So, are they enforcement? I would say that they definitely can have a tug on the the levers of enforcement for criminal proceedings.
Yeah,
I mean, same thing with Madoff, and all that. That's he's in jail for a long time. Um,
Bernie
but
Madoff is dead.
Oh, he did die, didn't he? Did he die? When did he die?
I think he
Was
killed
Bernie
himself
Madoff
too.
Enron? Who is Enron?
Oh, Enron. I just actually saw that the other day. I don't remember the
Oh, what
name.
was Bernie Madoff again?
Bernie Madoff was the pyramid scheme.
Yeah, but what was the company?
His own. He was a
Oh,
investment
okay.
from. I don't know. I don't remember what that was. I want to say he was up in Boston somewhere, but don't hold me to that either.
'Cause I'm
Um,
getting things mixed up because I know that that Enron is still being litigated by lawyers, and they're still trying to collect funds. From it. There's still people literally making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year trying to find funds from Enron. Anyway, so so with the SEC, you're saying enforcement or whatever. I can't remember where we were at there. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
okay, so I actually have the answer to that. The SEC can bring a civil action in a U.S. district court or an administrative proceeding which is heard by an independent administrative law judge. The Security and Exchange Commission does not have criminal authority, but may refer
Mm,
matters to state and federal prosecutors.
okay, that makes sense.
So,
So that's
like
basically what we
you
just
said
determined.
earlier, they forwarded whatever it was, either Enron and or Bernie Madoff, to the FBI.
Right. Okay. So basically,
Who also,
they
who
can
also has
collect the
authority.
they can collect the file and then just say, "Hey, here you go get them."
Yeah, who also has the authority to investigate it on their own.
Right.
There's very little the FBI can investigate without somebody else's help.
But,
Counterfeiting
but
is one.
so the second thing I was going to say is that they do have law creation. I'm not going to say law creation. That's very, let's just say that very loosely in air quotes because of what they did in the Biden administration was created legislation through enforcement actions and precedent within the court. So basically, Congress was dragging their ass on like things like the Clarity Act, and they said, "Okay, we're just going to sue the fuck out of companies, and then we'll see how that works in court. And if they side with us, we have new precedent, and now we're going to go get
Yeah.
everybody."
And wasn't that kind of a the cause of a pissing match as well? Is that Congress was not legislating? Essentially, the president was.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was three things. It was Congress wasn't legislating because they can't do shit. The president was then figuring like, hey, you know what? I don't know if he was thinking I have to do something, or the lobbyists are talking to him and saying like, this is what we want done, so we're doing something, and that's Biden and Trump making with executive orders, and then the SEC was sitting there like, well, if nobody's going to do anything, our job is literally to do something, so we're going to do the thing, and we're obviously a Biden administration and SEC, so Biden, what do you want us to do? Let's go get these guys.
Yeah.
And so while I was working its way through court, it really stopped a lot of people from doing stuff. And I've been actually in offices where the SEC, and the IRS came in and just started going through everybody's files to see if there was security, and it really hindered business because nobody knew like what they were doing. "Hey, I
Right.
want to make a business here," but they're like, "I don't know if you can, so we're going to see if you're breaking the law."
Yeah. Give us 6 months. Yeah.
It's kind of like a cop getting behind you to wait and just like waiting for you to do something illegal before he pulls you over. Oh, no turn
Right.
signal. Oh, you don't. It's a rolling stop. Oh, let's go on.
Mm,
It's like, wait a minute, man, that's entrapment. What are you doing?
right. It's not entrapment, but it's poaching. What we in law enforcement would call poaching. Yeah. I'm not
Absolutely.
going
Well, yeah, whatever you want to call it, but
to.
it's the same thing. Is they would go into these offices, go through their books, and say, "Oh, I think that you are. I see that you could be breaking this law. I'm going to get you now." It's like, well, that's cool.
Yeah. Like, for example, I was flat out told when I was a patrol officer up in Pennsylvania, certain parking lots I was not allowed, as per department unwritten policy, not allowed to sit in on a Friday or Saturday night because there was a bar in that shopping center. And it would be like I'm just waiting for somebody to drive drunk. And like, no, we're going to get them out in the highway, out on the streets, and get them fair and square.
That's
But
interesting.
um,
Superfan Ken is in the backstage, by the way.
yeah, I saw that. So, are you ready for next portion?
Sure. I would like to dig in a little bit more on the CBDCs and stablecoins, but we could do that with Ken here.
Okay, good enough. Let's bring them out. Here is.
Hey, gang, it's Yergz. One of the things we've learned is to take our 2-hour show and split it up into segments. This ends the segment on this issue. Hang tight. The rest of the show is in the next episode. Thanks for listening.